Hey everyone, welcome back to a sim racing experience. My name's Jose. I'm a sim racer here in Miami, and it's coming about a year now that I started up on iRacing and started doing this entire channel. And just yesterday we crossed 1,000 followers on the page. I think this morning we're almost at 1,100, so it's definitely taken a small leap there, I guess. And we've definitely crossed a goal that I had in mind of trying to get to just a little bit over 1,000. I wanted to do this video this morning just to touch on the whole mental health side about what that's been like, what the experience has been like over the last year now. And coming from the very beginning where I decided to kind of dive deeper into understanding the mental health side of racing and using the sim to understand that. Now it's been a year where I've done that consciously almost every single day, and there's days where it just varies completely, where I can go up and down, where I could be having 2 to 3 weeks of just absolutely trash driving, but then there's also times where you feel the necessary amount of confidence to get around the track at least cleanly, and that's where I'm at now. Fortunately, I'm able to I'm only focusing now on one car, so I'm only driving the Dallara F3 in the F3 Championship. So it's about half an hour races, and that car I think suits my driving style the most. So that's why I decided to go with that as opposed to a GT3 or a GTE car. I never really, not that I didn't enjoy the GT cars, but it was just never my style. I really just enjoyed the open wheel stuff. I like a little bit more aerodynamics on the car. You get a little bit more grip in the corners, and I think it's just a little bit funner. I do have some new pedals that were supposed to arrive yesterday, but they're coming in on Friday, so just a few days from now. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe next season we'll run a GT car. We are running what are we running? The GT3 Mercedes for the Spa 24 hours. So at least we'll get some GT driving in this weekend, actually. So that's on Saturday. But yeah, back to the mental health side. Now kind of understanding and learning a little bit more about it every single day. I made the realization just a few days ago where every time that I get in a sim and every time that I drive, it's forcing me to deal with a whole big amount of emotions, whether it's the anxiety, the depression of either driving slower than other people, the anxiety of having to deal with the first 2 to 3 laps of just a mess on the first few laps, because usually, unfortunately, the first few laps of most of the F3 races, it's more about how many cars you can dodge instead of actually racing. Once everybody settles in, you can get some really good clean racing, but that's why I try to push to get to a higher I rating, just to see if we can get some much better racing in, because those first few laps are quite full of anxiety. But anyway, it's a half an hour of forcing myself to deal with all these kinds of emotions and having to control them, because if I don't, that's usually when I start driving badly, and then just the performance suffers. So I'm constantly having to force my brain to overcome whatever it is that's happening in that situation. And at the end of that, it's something that I can take and I can apply anywhere, because from there, if I can keep practicing how to just set that negativity aside, it becomes a lot easier to do that in any kind of situation, in my day-to-day life, especially now where I'm home so much. And obviously the business that I had of going out doing photography for restaurants is very tough right now, just because restaurants are not even opening, and obviously that suffers. You spend a lot of time at home, and there's only so much you could do to fill the time, and at least I have this here to continue filling that time for me. And fortunately, the platform continues to grow so that we can continue sharing these stories and continue to communicate and continue to meet new people and share this with new people. So that's been really the exciting bit about continuing the growth of this and being able to talk to so many people openly about mental health, because I think that that's what's going to ultimately destigmatize this entire thing. As long as we can continue to live our life in a way where mental health to us isn't this like taboo subject to talk about, well then that's what's going to continue moving things forward, and that's what this platform is for. No matter what, I think that it's always going to be a subject that people may not always be comfortable about, but at least with the sim racing, we have something that can connect us and just kind of paint a better picture, I guess, if you will, of what this all could be, and essentially just how we can all continue to help each other. And for me, at least, it's what gives me the platform to continue sharing this and continue to, put the message out there and continue to build things for the industry that also help other drivers, but also help the mental health community as well. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it's really become a daily tool that I use to continue strengthening my brain. It's something that I use every day to make sure my mind doesn't ever slip, and the times that it does, I can always go back, get in a race, and even if just for a few minutes, I can turn it off to a point where I can turn my brain off to a point where I can kind of reset, understand what's going on, and move forward from it. And essentially, that is what moves my life forward. That's what kind of pushes the race forward, so I can continue performing better. And that's pretty much what it is for me. It's just a matter of connecting both the mental health, connecting and connecting the performance that I can have on the sim, and being able to control that every single day, and being able to get better and better at it every single day, because ultimately that's what makes me feel good as a human, and just makes me feel good on my everyday just living every single day. So yeah, I think it was a quick update. Just wanted to say again, thanks to all the new followers, all the likes that have come in on the streams. Definitely appreciate everybody hanging out and watching and viewing. Definitely the growth of the platform would be completely impossible with all of you. So thank you again for always hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. See you later.